Welcome back. Welcome back. Your man Diamond K in here. Of course, the Diamond K Show on firebroadcasting.com. Happy holidays to everybody. We are counting down the end of 2024. A lot of things that I need to get into. We have a jam-packed show today. We're going to have a lot of conversations. And yeah, I got so whoa, I got so much to talk about. There is some type of civil war within the MAGA party. The MAGA party has got something going on. We're going to talk about that. I have said this a couple of days ago, and it is true now more than ever. Donald Trump is going to have to make a choice between MAGA and Elon Musk. He's going to have to make some type of a choice between these two entities. So we're going to talk about that. And is TikTok safe? Seems like it may be. We're going to talk about that. Of course, Beyonce, the backlash from Beyonce, the dance party with Beyonce. We're going to talk about that. Also, Jay-Z and his accuser. We're going to talk about that situation and this dentist, this out-of-control dentist from Illinois. We're going to talk about all of that and so much more today on the program. I want to start with the Elon Musk versus MAGA thing. I am loving it. I am loving it like McDonald's, okay? Elon Musk has condemned a segment of the MAGA movement as contemptible fools who should be purged from the Republican Party on a post today on his social media site. So much going on. So there's some type of a virtual right-wing civil war, and it's broken out even before Donald Trump is in office. Oh, it is laughable. I am here for it. I am enjoying every minute of it. And you know, this is just a preview. This is just the preview of what the Republicans are going to be doing. We already know that they can't govern. We already know that. And things are only going to get worse for the Republican wing. It's only going to get worse. And so this right-wing civil war has broken out, and the problems seem to be with regards to immigration. That's the biggest problem that they're having, immigration. And you know, when you have folks together that they're not all on the same page. They are not all on the same page. And Elon Musk is increasingly at odds with Donald Trump's historic base. They are at odds with one another. And I think that it's great, right? I think that it's great. And this ultimately is going to force Donald Trump to take some type of a side. He's going to have to take some type of a side between the largely white working class supporters who first made MAGA succeed, and then the I don't know, techno libertarian billionaires like Elon Musk, who are now at the center of his new administration. So this is what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to make some type of a choice. And, I'm not sure if he's excited about that. It seems like something that he is dreading doing. That's what it seems like to me. It seems like he is dreading this step that he must take, right? So how did this start? On Thursday, Musk ally and Department of Government Efficiency, they're calling this DOGE, the co-leader, Vivek Ramaswamy, posted a lengthy just condemnation of American culture and its supposed embrace of mediocrity. So they're just saying that, you know, uh, they're foreign born, right? They're foreign born. They're foreigners. Musk spent the next 24 hours defending Ramaswamy and his advancing argument that Americans need highly skilled immigrants to fill high tech jobs. That is the main argument. Now, that argument landed with a thud in the MAGA wing that wants to stop immigration and preserve jobs for American workers. These are fundamental differences that are happening within the MAGA party. And so you have that. Musk agrees. So that is interesting. On Friday, a cartoonist and a right-wing commentator, Scott Adams, posted on X that MAGA was taking a page from Democrats on how to lose elections while feeling good about themselves. Musk agreed and took it a step further. Now, and those contemptible fools, he said, Elon Musk said, must be removed from the Republican Party, root and stem, he says. So, of course, this upset some of the MAGA folks, and they are in their feelings about all of this stuff. And it is just propelling on. It is just building up. Now, the comment for people used to being called deplorables by Democrats, the condemnation from one of the most important advisors in Trump's inner circle just made some folks outraged, instantly outraged, calling people who have their country's best interests at heart and wanting to not sell out the American people contemptible fools is the biggest L that I've seen Elon make in a long time. Dude needs to relax, someone posted. And the right-wing activist Laura Loomer tagged Trump in her message. The Trump base is being replaced by big tech executives. So sad to see this. I feel so sad for MAGA, she said. Loomer has alleged that Elon Musk was censoring her for her opposition to his immigration comments. So what is so beautiful about this is for the longest time, I have been telling Americans that Trump does not care about anybody but Donald Trump. I have said this. I've been saying this for years. And for whatever reason, folks have ignored their own best interest and supported and voted for Donald Trump. And I think that and while I disagree with most things that Laura Loomer says, I think that this statement from Laura Loomer, a MAGA supporter, a right-wing activist, her statement, I'll read it again. It says that the Trump base is being replaced by big tech executives. And this is true. This goes back to the point that I've always said that Donald Trump does not care about anybody but himself, right? So the MAGA supporters, the people that have been buying his lies and his propaganda are slowly seeing the people that he's elevating are not even part of the base. They in examples like Elon Musk or Vivek Ramaswamy, they don't even believe the same things that the MAGA base believes. They don't even, they're not even buying into the MAGA propaganda. They have their own agenda, their own goals, and it does not involve the regular, working class American. It does not. Another far right winger says that Elon Musk is declaring war on us, by the way. should go over well for him as it has for everyone else who has tried. So some of them are up for the fight. Um, you have MAGA folks, right wing critics alleging censorship, loss of their X badges. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, this is beautiful. I don't understand why this is even a surprise to anybody. This MAGA civil war breaking out over the mediocrity of American culture, according to Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk. A MAGA world civil war erupting over Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Now, this fight exposes one of the MAGA movement's deepest contradictions. And there are so many contradictions. This is going to continue to happen. And let's understand this. He's not even in office. We still have a month before, a little bit over a month, a little less than a month before he's even in office. And we're already seeing the cracks in the MAGA armor. And so this fight exposes the contradictions, some of one of many contradictions, and it came to prominence chiefly via the white, less educated working class. But now it is under the full control of the billionaire tech guru industrialists. Many of these folks are immigrants. This goes back to show you Trump doesn't believe the stuff that he's telling you. He's not living by this stuff. A lot of the people that are around him, he's all this talk about illegal immigrants, and he doesn't want immigrants and America first. The MAGA stands for Make America Great Again, right? He has a whole bunch of foreigners around him. But of course, the MAGA cult, they're still making excuses. They're not foreigners. They're just foreigners. Super funny, right? He's married to a foreigner, right? His kid, half foreigner. Partners, foreigners. He doesn't care about making America great. It's almost it's almost sad, the fact that so many folks in the MAGA cult have believed the foolishness that Donald Trump has been spilling. It is almost it's almost funny. But right now, a handful of conservative critics of Elon Musk are alleging this censorship, and this main issue is over the H-1B issue, and Vivek Ramaswamy sparking this online civil war over immigration and race. The tech bros. Let's keep in mind, folks, Elon Musk is an unelected, it appears to be co-president. What's going on? Unelected, right? He's unelected. Y'all, I thought y'all wanted to drain the swamp. y'all bringing swamp to a swamp. Y'all bringing more swamp water to the swamp. Hilarious. So we're going to continue to follow this and see where this goes. I'm very interested to see how the MAGA folks handle, one, the fact that Elon Musk bought and paid for Donald Trump, and it seems like he only cost $250 million. Seems like that's all. And I don't think Trump's going to do anything anytime soon. But eventually he's going to be forced to do something. And it is going to be interesting as we continue to watch this unfold. MAGA, who is your daddy? We don't even know. MAGA doesn't even know who their daddy is. Is MAGA fatherless? Who knows? I don't know. But I think that is super interesting. Let me know your thoughts, of course, in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky. I am at The Diamond K Show, and of course, on all social media, I am The Diamond K Show. DJ Diamond K at gmail.com. Let's see what is going on here. I don't know. Let's see. All right. All right. So we were talking about the TikTok restrictions, and it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. And I, for one, am glad to see that Donald Trump has asked the Supreme Court to pause the TikTok ban so he can, get some more money out of them. More than likely, he has asked the Supreme Court to pause the ban. I always thought that the ban was weird because it's not like they're putting these restrictions on all social networks. It seems like they're only zooming in on TikTok. And that doesn't make a lot of sense to me because all of the social networks are gathering a lot of personal information from its users. And we don't know what they're doing with it. We don't know if they're selling it, where it's going. You can have these American companies that are selling the data to a foreign entity. So is that safe? No, it's not, quote unquote safe, right? But just zooming in on TikTok is unfair. And I've always said that from the beginning. TikTok ban, as it looms closer, hopefully this does not happen. But Trump has asked the Supreme Court to pause the law threatening TikTok ban. And so we're going to see about that. He says that he wants more time to seek a negotiated resolution. So he wants to make a deal. So can you put some money towards his inaugural party, TikTok, and then it will magically go away? Biden administration says that the Chinese control of the app is a threat. Although, and here's the thing. Here's why I say that this whole thing is a whole bunch of nonsense. All of these politicians are saying that TikTok is a threat, while these same politicians are on TikTok to promote their candidacies, to promote themselves, their businesses, all of that. They're on TikTok, but they're saying that it is a threat. Make it make sense, right? They just want some money, right? It's always about money. Because if it was such a threat, you wouldn't have the president, former presidents, the vice president, Congress folks. You wouldn't have all of them on there. And then on the other side of their neck, they're saying, oh, this app is a threat. Well, which one is it? Make up your mind. Which one is it? Is it a threat or is it not a threat? And it's no different than any of these other social networks. So come on, like, who are you fooling? Right? Who are you fooling? So President-elect Donald Trump thrust himself into the high-stakes fight over the fate of TikTok in the United States by urging the Supreme Court to pause a law that would ban the social platform if it wasn't sold by its Chinese parent company. I mean, that's the most gangster stuff I heard about, right? You're going to say, you either sell this company or we banning you, right? I don't want to sell a company. Company's not for sale. You sell it or we banning you because it's not safe while we have our own accounts on the unsafe TikTok. Doesn't make sense, right? But Trump said that the court should give him time after his January 20th inauguration to what he calls seek a negotiated resolution of the dispute, which means they want to throw him some money and he's going to make it go away. Watch what I'm telling you. Now, he did not take a firm position on the constitutionality of the law that is set to take effect on January the 19th, though he said it raised sweeping and troubling free speech concerns. You see right there, when they start using the word free speech, oh yeah, it's TikTok is not going anywhere. Folks can be sure TikTok is going to be fine because they're talking about free speech. And when they start using words like free speech, it's all good in the hood. So speaking about it's all good, there was Christmas Netflix football, which was super interesting for a lot of reasons. Because one, the NBA thought that they had control over Christmas, and they thought that they were the only ones that were going to be able to, have their games on that day. But Netflix says, no, wait a minute, hold my beer. And we had two NFL games. and both of the games went the way I wanted them to go. Kansas City Chiefs beat up on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Baltimore Ravens destroyed the Houston Texans, despite the fact that Beyonce tried to come through and save the day. But it just didn't work out. It didn't work out, right? But she looked good. I thought she did good. I enjoyed the performance, but there has been so much backlash. But there's backlash on a lot of things that Beyonce does, right? But Beyonce delivered, I thought, an epic performance. Now, did she do the songs that you know? She didn't do that. She came out and she did songs from her country album. Now, folks are going to say, oh, country music is for white people, whatever. No, you got to understand the history. But many folks don't understand history. Many folks don't take time to really get into the weeds of things. And Beyonce is from Texas, from Houston, and she's obviously a fan of country music. But let's talk a little bit about the roots of country music, right? So country music has its roots in many musical traditions, many. So you have the what do you call it? Appalachian folk music, right? It has some bases there. Indigenous people, right? It has some there. But for more direct lineage, African folk traditions, enslaved Africans brought their musical traditions to America. And there are also components of blues, jazz components in early country music. But country music's place in American popular music goes back 100 years to the 1920s. Now, the oldest recorded country song is Thompson's Old Gray Mule. And that is a recording from 1891. All right. But there are a lot of notable figures. And country music spread throughout the United States. Strong scenes in Austin, Tulsa, even Bakers, California. Nashville, Tennessee is the modern hub of country music. We talk about the Grand Ole Opry, Country Music Hall of Fame Museum, all that kind of good stuff. Now, the early country music was often rebranded, aka stolen, from the hymns and the field songs of the Southern enslaved Black people, as well as from professional Black musicians. Right? And so the previous state song of Virginia, Carry Me Back to Old Virginia, was created by James Blaine, an African-American musician and songwriter. Country music has a problem, right? Country music has a problem, but the problem is not Beyonce. The problem is much deeper than that. But many folks consider, quote unquote, air quotes, consider country music to be white, right? Whatever. And so I really didn't want to get that deep into it, but I do want to say this, and I want to be clear. Country music grew out of old time music and blues traditions in the American South, right? Now, if Beyonce wants to do country music, just like if Eminem or Vanilla Ice wanted to rap, I don't have a problem with that. Just make sure you do a good job of it. That's all. Just do a good job of the music. And Beyonce puts her own spin on country music. different than some of the music that we have been discussing thus far. She does her own spin on it. Just like gospel music has that contemporary, um, uh, sound where it's not the traditional gospel, but it's something going after the mainstream. Beyonce does her rendition of country music, which is more in the, like that the Taylor Swift kind of vein, from the standpoint of it's not the traditional country music. It is more mainstream, and some folks like it, some folks don't. And that is fine. And I'm sure that she's fine. Netflix wanted to partner with her for a variety of reasons. And I think that it was a great idea. She put on, Beyonce, on Christmas Day, the halftime performance during the Baltimore Ravens and the Houston Texans game. She put on a Super Bowl halftime worthy performance, my opinion. That's what she did. She did that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But for whatever reason, folks is mad. They even made her performance a standalone Netflix special. In case you missed it, you can check it out on Netflix, that halftime performance that she did. Netflix revealed that the performance, which they dubbed the Beyonce Bowl, would be a standalone special. And I went on Netflix before we went on air today, and it's there. The performance took place in her hometown during this game at the NRG Stadium. Was produced by her company, Parkwood Entertainment, and Jesse Collins Entertainment. Her set included 16 Carriages, Blackbird, American, and Raquel, Yaya, Spaghetti River Dance, Levi Jeans, Jolene, and Texas Hold'em. So I thought that it was really good. So joining Beyonce during her performance, Post Malone, Shabuzi, um, uh, Raina Roberts, Tanner Adele, Brittany Spencer, Tiara Kennedy, and of course Blue Ivy, Beyonce's eldest daughter, joined as a featured dancer, while special guest, the Mexican cowgirl, Melanie Riviera, bull riding legend, Matrice Deitman Jr., Miss Rodeo Texas Princess 2004, and the Miss Rodeo Texas 2015. So there were 200 members of Texas Southern University's Ocean of Soul marching band that also accompanied Beyonce. Now, this is not Beyonce's first rodeo. She's already performed at 2 Super Bowl games. She headlined the Super Bowl in 2013 in New Orleans, and at the Super Bowl in 2016 in Santa Clara, California. So a lot of folks saying different things. They didn't like some of the hand gestures that she made. Some of the folks didn't even like the fact that she was even there. And some folks mad, why is she doing country music? She's trying to appeal to a whole bunch of stuff. But Beyonce has some big announcement that she's going to be making next month, and folks have been saying that it's a tour, it's an album, it's all kind of stuff. We'll have to wait and see what Beyonce has in store. And but definitely let me know your thoughts, of course, in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, Blue Sky, Threads, at The Diamond K Show. Of course, djdiamondk@gmail.com. Did you enjoy Beyonce's performance? Yes, no, maybe so. I would like to hear from you, and just get an idea, because folks have different thoughts. And while we are on Beyonce, I thought that it would be a good time to go to her husband, Jay-Z. So we understand that Jay-Z has this accusation out here, and I don't believe it personally. I don't believe it. But this accuser has made some pretty harsh claims, and added Jay-Z to this lawsuit that was originally filed in November, that um, this rape occurred according to the Jane Doe, and they accuse rapper Jay-Z, and Sean Diddy Combs of rape of a teenager. Um, and they have been, to this point, anonymous. Jane Doe, meaning we don't know her name. And Jay-Z and Diddy wanted to change that. They want this person to be identified. This Alabama woman says that she was raped by Jay-Z and Diddy when she was 13. The judge has said that the accuser can proceed anonymously for now in her lawsuit against the rap moguls in New York federal court. The judge ruled a few days ago. In her written order, the United States District Judge, um, Annalisa Torres, said that the woman can proceed anonymously at this stage of the litigation, but she may be required to reveal her identity at a later date if the case proceeds. So I think that this is good. This is not as bad as it seems. So the time will come when she has to reveal herself. But this will also allow the defense lawyers to collect facts that are necessary to prepare for trial. Torres, the judge, also cited substantial interest from the public. So I think that further down the line, the judge is going to force this Jane Doe to come forward. Now, the judge also chastised Alex Spiro, the attorney who is representing Jay-Z, real name Sean Carter, for what she described as his relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks. And these are attacks against the plaintiff's lawyer. The judge called these attacks inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tacky, unlikely effort to benefit his client. Torres wrote in her order on Thursday that Spiro, who has been on the case less than 3 weeks, has submitted a litany of letters and motions attempting to impugn the character of the plaintiff's attorney, many of them expounding on purported urgency of this case. They're trying to speed the case up. The judge says, slow down. We're going to let this go the normal pace. And in response to the ruling, the plaintiff's attorney, Tony Busby, said in an email to CBS News that he doesn't typically comment on court rulings, but alleged that the coordinated and desperate efforts to attack him as counsel for alleged victims are falling flat, he said. And so this case is going to continue to go forward. And we know that Sean Diddy Combs remains jailed in New York, awaiting criminal trial on federal sex trafficking charges. He also faces a wave of sexual assault lawsuits, and many of them were filed by Busby. Now, Busby is a Texas attorney who says his firm represents over 150 people, both men and women, who allege abuse and exploitation by Diddy. How's it going over there on Instagram and TikTok and, of course, YouTube and Facebook and X? All right. Shout out to y'all. Also, we're on streaming on LinkedIn Live. We are also, yeah, okay. All right. All right. So sounds good. So we have that to continue to see. I think that this woman who says that she was raped at 13 and currently identifies herself as Jane Doe. Says that she was living in Rochester, New York in 2000 when she made her way to New York City and befriended a limousine driver who drove her to an after party for the MTV Music Awards, where she says she was eventually attacked by Jay-Z and Diddy. So the woman has admitted to inconsistencies in her story. Could there be more inconsistencies like she's lying? Yeah, we'll see. But to me, the whole thing sounds strange. Sounds very strange. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show. Of course, djdiamondk@gmail.com. Make sure you subscribe on youtube.com/DJ Diamond K. One more thing on the Jay-Z Accuser. Initially, she filed the lawsuit in November, and it was Diddy. Later, she attached Jay-Z to the case. Why didn't she do that from the beginning? Why didn't you do that from the beginning? I have reached out to the attorney, and I would be anxious to hear the response, but we may have to wait until the case actually hits, and actually starts. And so let's do this. I want to shift gears for a minute, since we're talking about some music moguls, and I want to talk about another music mogul who has been known to make wild statements. Now, this statement that we're going to talk about that 50 Cent made, not necessarily a wild statement, but I think that it's definitely something that, you know, we have to take with a little bit of caution, considering the type of records that 50 Cent has made over the years, right? 50 Cent has made some, I would say some over sexualized records. Yeah, I would say that. But 50 has called out some of the females in the rap industry. And 50 Cent is saying that the over sexualized lyrics and songs are damaging. Wait, what? What do you mean? He's saying that the ladies are too sexual, right? And he actually criticized a lot of the popular female rappers, saying that these lyrics are damaging. And so he didn't call out male rappers. He didn't call out himself. He actually used himself to justify why he's saying what he's saying. I thought that it was a bit rich. So he was on Hot 97.5's Mike P podcast. And 50 Cent expressed his frustration with the current crop of women rappers, saying that they're damaging the female culture. Wait, come on. 50. How wait? It's easy. Okay. Now, he referenced his own sexually suggestive songs, explaining that he didn't come out and say exactly what was on his mind. He said that he kind of hinted around it, but the women now are just coming straight forward and saying it. All right. So he said that this is 50. He said that I was doing Candy Shop and Magic Stick like metaphors for sexual experiences. There was a lot of profanity in the songs. So I don't know what he's talking about, but okay. These women are flat out saying the experience in the music now. But that's not just female rappers. The male rappers, as time goes on, what is acceptable, what is shocking changes. And male rappers are and have been for a long time making sexually, explicit songs, objectifying women. That's part of the hip hop culture. I mean, let's keep it real, right? I've myself have made songs that are explicit and of a sexual nature. most rappers have, and 50 Cent definitely has. But for him to say the explicit songs that I made, my songs are cool. Well, but y'all songs, y'all current lady songs, y'all ain't cool. I think that was a bit much. But 50 went on to explain that he thinks that the standard for women rappers is not high. Like, is there a standard for male rappers? You can say the standard. I mean, the standard. Anybody with a computer and a microphone and some software can make music, and so that low standard is an entry into music, and that has no gender bounds or barriers, men or women. The standard is if you can get a laptop and a microphone and a program, you're in. So just picking on the ladies, I think is crazy. And but I think definitely he could say the same for male rappers. But he did not. And there's a lot of wild songs made. Now, for you to come in as a female artist and say, what do I have to do to cut through? Really, one joint will get them to that place, 50 says. Now, meanwhile, some of the top female rappers out now, Glorilla and Sexy Red, really two of the women that were at the center of the conversation, got right to the point, and they called the critics haters. And Sexy Red noted how sexual content is fine when men do it, but it's wrong when we do it. I agree with Sexy Red 100%. Now, in the past, 50 Cent has received a backlash for using the angry black woman trope to criticize those who have negative opinions of black men who date outside their race. 50 Cent, someone who has done that. He later walked those comments back. But still, it was upsetting for a lot of folks. Now, since this happened in summer of 2020, the world had other concerns, and people did not hang on that too long, and they kind of moved on from that. But 50 definitely got Glorilla and Sexy Red a little bit upset. And I can't say that I blame them, because one, how is a male rapper going to tell females that they are too sexy? All right. Too sexual, too sexy. Very interesting, very hypocritical. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show. Of course, DJ Diamond K at gmail.com. And make sure you're subscribed on youtube.com/DJ Diamond K. So before we get out of here, I want to talk about this dentist. And well, he's a former dentist now. But this former dentist sentenced to 15 years in prison. And what did he do? He stole drugs, right? It is such a crazy case. So he stole drugs, and I don't know what he was thinking. So the drugs that were supposed to be used for the patients that were getting this surgery, he would give them part of the drugs, not the full doses, and then perform the surgeries without proper pain management for the patients. And so in many instances, they are feeling everything during this surgery when they were given drugs that they thought that they weren't going to be feeling it. But this dentist, Philip M. Jensen, sentenced this week to 15 years in prison for stealing fentanyl from his patients, injecting them with some other drugs, and performing the surgery without the proper pain management so he could have the fentanyl. He was ordered to pay a fine of $200,000. Previously pled guilty to 2 counts of drug diversion, 2 counts of acquiring a controlled substance by fraud, and 1 count of tampering with consumer products resulting in serious bodily injury and 2 counts of false statements relating to healthcare matters. This happened over the summer, and the sentencing just happening. But this case very wild. I just don't understand. But a federal grand jury returned that indictment against him in February of 2022, charging him with 20 felony counts. The judge imposed a 15-year sentence, rejecting Jensen's arguments for a lower drug weight and noted the egregious nature of his conduct. And like I said, filed the additional fine imposed $200,000 and the 15 years. He's also been ordered to repay the government cost for the expert witness that it had to hire. Jensen also lost his medical license as a result of his conduct. So there you have that. Very disgusting behavior. Of course, your man Diamond K, I will be back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. For the show. And as I said, we're counting down the year of 2024. It has been a heck of a year. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Definitely need to get in touch with me, djdiamondk@gmail.com. Make sure you're subscribed, youtube.com/djdiamondk. You want to support the show, very easy on Cash App. I am $The Diamond K Show, and PayPal.me/radio on fire. I will see you guys tomorrow. Yep, it's been real. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe at youtube.com/djdiamondk.